Hi there, welcome to my views and news. First news story is from Somalia, where Al Shabaab carried out an attack on a hotel very close to the presidential palace a few hours ago. Secondly, is there a threat of a new war in Ethiopia? US intelligence community has published a threat assessment for Ethiopia. What could lead to resumption of armed hostilities in Ethiopia? I want to analyze this report published by American intelligence community. Firstly, viewers, I told you last night in last night's live chat that Hassan Sheikh, the president of Somalia, was presiding over a top level emergency meeting, which has been called to discuss the current situation as Al Shabaab has recaptured five towns in the last 1 week in Gulmudug and Gulgudud regions. While meeting was being held, Al Shabaab carried out an attack very close to the Villa Somalia presidential palace. Target was a hotel, SYL hotel in Mogadishu, Somalia's capital. Al Shabaab fighters detonated a car bomb close to the hotel, near the entrance of the hotel. Then they stormed the SY hotel in Mogadishu. The hotel is situated just 600 meters away from Villa Somalia and Prime Minister office. And this hotel is visited by security officials, government officials, analysts as well. Top level hotel is one of top level hotels in Mogadishu is this hotel. Al Shabaab has claimed responsibility for this attack through a social media post. Security forces are trying to clear the hotel. Casualties being reported. Uh, Firstly, Somali government's official spokesperson has been injured in this attack. His name is Farhan Jimale. Secondly, Haramad unit commander has been injured. This is the force trained by Turkish military officers. His name is Major Abdi Hamid Abdullahi, injured reportedly. Thirdly, journalist Hassan Ade has been injured. Several other government officials injured and killed too. Government has not shared details of the casualties so far. Operation still ongoing. We know that when Al Shabaab fighters carry out attacks at hotels, at government buildings, the operation to clear the area, the facility goes on for hours and sometimes for days. We have seen that in the past too. It means that operation will take several hours to be completed. This attack by Al Shabaab shows the reach of Al Shabaab fighters. If they can hit Mogadishu, if they can hit a place just 500, 600 meters away from Villa Somalia, it means they can carry out attack in any part of Somalia. Mogadishu and this area is the most protected area where security forces are deployed. Somalia's military has been trying to push Al Shabaab away from Mogadishu. Know that in Mogadishu, foreign forces are deployed, Afghan troops are protecting key installations here. Somalia's newly established military units are now performing their duties to still Al Shabaab fighters managed to breach the security parameters in Mogadishu. Fighting still ongoing, repeated coming videos about what is happening in Mogadishu, Somalia's capital. Secondly, viewers, a US threat assessment report about Ethiopia. US intelligence community has published a report about Ethiopia threat assessment. How serious is the threat of resumption of armed hostilities in Ethiopia? According to this report, unresolved territorial disputes in Ethiopia could lead to resumption of war, resumption of armed hostilities. Question is, which unresolved territorial disputes could lead to resumption of war in Ethiopia? Two main issues, but question is there any potential of resumption of war in these two issues? Tigray Amhara dispute over Raya and Volkite is the first major unresolved dispute. Pretoria failed to address this issue. Implementation of Pretoria was discussed 4 days ago in Addis Ababa. No mention of Raya and Volkite. It was just said that political dialogue should start, but dialogue among which parties? Several players, there are several parties to the conflict in Volkite, Tumara Sagade, Forum Lamata Raya. Tigray region, Amhara region, groups in the Amhara region, Volkite Identity Restoration Committee, Ethiopian National Defense Force, Ethiopian military. They're just internal parties to this conflict. They have different views about how to resolve the conflict. Federal government is proposing a referendum. Tigray rejects the idea of referendum. Groups like the one led by Damak Zadu are opposing the return of IDPs. Tigray wants return of all IDPs, more than 1 million in Tigray, who are originally from western southern zones, Volkite and Raya. Yes, there are tensions between the two sides about Volkite and Raya, but can we say that this issue could lead to resumption of war? Right now, I'm talking about right now, there is no appetite for war in Tigray to retake control of the territories like Volkite and Raya. Yes, Tigray wants these territories back under Tigray control, but no preparations in Tigray for war. But we don't know what will happen in 2025 or at the end of 2024. So far, no mobilization by Tigray forces, no mobilization by Amhara forces for a large-scale war. This threat assessment is pointing towards the larger picture, what could happen in coming months, coming years. It's not that any war is imminent between Tigray and Amhara. Rather, Amhara groups are eager. They are very much interested in forming an alliance with the Tigray. They want to strike an alliance with Tigray to fight the federal government. They want to remove the government. Talks have been held, indirect talks. So far, the two sides could not reach any common ground. Issue can be resolved only if the parties to the conflict are ready to make concessions. So far, they are sticking to their positions. That is why deadlock persists. Second important territorial dispute which could lead to resumption of armed hostilities in Ethiopia is the border dispute between Tigray and Eritrea, northern Ethiopia and Eritrea. Here, two parties are more than one: Tigray regional government, TPLF, Eritrean government, Ethiopian National Defense Force, Ethiopian federal government. All are not on the same page. Eritrea has unilaterally implemented the verdict of EEBC, which was given in 2002. Tigray-backed groups say that Eritrea is in control of more territories than given to Eritrea by EEBC. Eritrea denies. Federal government seems to be taking a pro-Eritrea position. Other players are Westerners and Americans, though they have been calling for the withdrawal of Eritrean military from Tigray territories. But in the recent meeting held in Addis Ababa, Americans, Westerners remained silent. They did not say a word about Eritrean military in Tigray. They seem to be taking a pro-Eritrea position, or they want to stay silent. Why? Because TPLF, Tigray interim government, seem to be rejecting Algiers agreement. They are calling for negotiations to reach a new agreement about border demarcation on Tigray border. A new agreement for demarcation of border is not likely. Eritrea refusing to negotiate, it says that there is no need of negotiation. Only Algiers agreement made boundary commission's decision should be implemented. Tensions there, but again, is Tigray making preparation to wage war on Eritrea? Is Ethiopia making preparation to wage war on Eritrea? No. No appetite for war in Tigray. Maybe no capability as well because of the multiple challenges being faced by the people of Tigray, by TPLF, by Tigray interim government. People are faced with the threat of deaths from hunger, IDPs suffering at camps, partial restoration of services. Tigray largely under siege, still under siege. Almost no business activity resumption, restoration of security situation, law and order remains a challenge as well. So that is why I don't see Tigray going to war with Eritrea in coming days or weeks. We don't know about future. Tigray believes that Eritrea inflicted deep wounds on Tigray. Tigray's economy devastated, but in current situation, Tigray is not in a position to take revenge. Yes, things might change after a few months, maybe, or a few years. Tigray could be in a position to take revenge. Right now, no appetite for war. It's not that Eritrea, Ethiopia, Eritrea are going to fight over the border issue. Things could change in future. So far, I don't see the territorial disputes between Tigray and Amhara, Tigray, Eritrea leading to war in coming days or weeks. We don't know about the coming months and years. Thank you for watching.